go even further beyond!
Yeah, my name's Zakashi, and in this video we got a video request from Muda, which is Dio Brando, Giorno Giovanna's thing. But we got a video request from him, and he wanted me to actually do a team, so the best team for each legendary finish unit, because you know every legendary finish unit is pretty much OP, so it'd be good to know the best team to put them on. And there's different variations for different characters, obviously. So I'm just going to be going through the best team that you could put every legendary finish character on. I'm going to be considering a number of things, such as the number of stars you have, and I'm also going to be considering like the current meta and what other teams they'll be good against. So just bear in mind that I'm putting all things together, not just like, alright, cool, they're strongest on this team because of the ability. Nah, there's other factors and stuff like that. It might not have an impact necessarily, but I just do want to consider it as well. I don't want to just go about it like very linear. Like, there's so many factors, so I'm going to consider everything. But before I do get into this video, if you haven't already, make sure you press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 10k subs. The next goal is 7k. Also, all my social media links are on the left. This is the YouTube channel, but we also got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link in the description below. Besides from that, if you have anything to say, make sure to leave a comment. I push comments more than anything. But we're already 2 minutes in, and I want to get this video started, so let's get to it. Alright, so boom, we're going to be starting with Vegito Blue, so that I can actually bang out 2 fusion teams at once, because it's just easier and it makes a lot of sense. So we got Vegito Blue here. Vegito Blue, he's a blue unit, and he's the strongest blue unit for the actual fusion team. So it just makes sense to use him. You don't want to be using the blue Gogeta and then put this guy here on a God Key team or a future team. It doesn't make sense. Also, if we take his Z ability, the first Z ability he actually gets, he has 3 Z abilities. He's the only unit in the game to do that. But he gets the fusion Z ability first at 2 stars. When you get 3 stars, I believe you get God Key, and then at 6 stars you also get the future one. But because of the 2-star variant that you get first, obviously you start at 2 stars, you're going to look at what team to put him on from the jump. So that's why I suggest the fusion team, and he actually does very well on this team. Honestly, like, you've seen the meta right now at the time I'm making this video. Today the date is the 18th of July. I was going to say June, but you can just see Vegito Blue is a monster. I don't really feel the need to explain so much. He works very well with Kefla and also the purple LF Super Vegito. So pretty much the team is just the perfect thing right now. There's nothing really that can counter him. He has blast armor, he nullifies endurance, he stops special cover changes, he gets strike hearts and key for every strike heart you use him. Like, it's a lot of things that you got to consider with his character. So yeah, definitely be sure to use him on a fusion team. Next, we got the original King of Fusions. We got Vegito, Super Vegito, the purple LF unit, and this man here, he's very good as well. The same thing, same reasons for Vegito Blue. He's a fusion unit, the strongest purple fusion unit, so you're gonna definitely want to use him on a fusion team. The Z ability buffs fusions. I don't believe he buffs anything else because he's just a Saiyan, Super Saiyan if at most, and the fusion thing's probably the biggest thing that stands out from him. He's also a very useful unit. The main ability cancels upgrades from the enemy. It has blast armor. Like, he's just a very dangerous unit as well. Works very well alongside Vegito Blue and Kefla. Even the yellow transforming Super Vegito, like, he's a necessity on the fusion team, and he actually can't do a lot more on any other team. You won't be getting the best synergy out of it. Like, you could run him on a Saiyan team at most, but you won't be getting the maximum benefits out of that. So for the same reasons as Vegito Blue, I advise that you use him on a fusion team. That's the best team.
It's okay not to be as good as me?
Next, we got the main man himself, the bodybuilder, the big boy. We got LF Vegeta Blue. Now this man's from the future arc, but he does buff God Key first at 2 stars. So if anything, I would buff this guy on a God Key team rather than a future team. Put him on a God Key team because of the 2-star Z ability that he gets. He starts off at God Key, so I'd put him on a God Key team because of that. But I wouldn't be mad at you if you was to use him on a future team, especially how the future meta is looking right now. But this unit here, he's the strongest green God Key unit, the only one at that if you're not counting EX or Masu. He works very well in tandem with all his other counterparts. You can use Vegito Blue or the blue Goku Blue and from Anniversary. There's also not many like people that can do a good job as him. So like, he's just beautiful. His main ability locks you in, so it's guaranteed to land on whoever switched in right there, as long as you don't like keep pulling off strike hearts and whatnot. You could run him with the purple Vegeta as well, so it's kind of like a Vegeta family synergy as well. You can get that double buff there, and it's also the new purple Vegeta. However, he does also he does not buff God Key, so you have to be aware of that. But I personally would like this guy on a God Key team because of how strong Charlotte is, as well as Vegito Blue. But Vegito Blue is also a future unit, but you had to get him to 6-star for that buff. So that's why I say all these characters I'm mentioning, they can fit on a God Key team and a future team. So if you run him on a future team, I wouldn't be mad. If you've got more than 2 stars, I definitely recommend running on a future team. But for the 2-star minimum, I recommend you running on a God Key team. But yeah, you get the gist of what I'm saying. Very good unit here. Next, we got the God of Destruction himself, Beerus. Now Beerus, I feel he's only really good once he's Zenkai'd. We all know that when he came out, he was like the most trash thing for such a hype unit, like a legendary finish. And I feel like Beerus is always bad in Dragon Ball games. But Beerus does have his utility kit. Like, he does have things that are really good. Like when he switches in, you can't use your main ability. That's something really good. And he works very well with like as a pair with Whis. EX Whis is beautiful with him. He gets an amazing buff, specifically him, alongside with other God Key units, which is why I'm heading towards the idea of he should belong on a God Key team than anything. Now Whis only has the God Key tag pretty much. I mean, Beerus only has the God Key tag more than anything, so it makes sense to only run him on a God Key team, and that's why I've actually put him right after LF Vegeta, because I can bang them out together. So I just suggest using this guy on a God Key team. There's actually no other team you would use him on, and it wouldn't make sense to actually try to put him on any other team. So our God Key team for Beerus. Now moving on to the hybrid Saiyans, we got LF Goten. In my opinion, I feel like this guy's probably the worst legendary finished unit that we have. Not saying that he's bad, but out of all of them, he's not like high level tier like they are. But I obviously recommend using this guy on a hybrid Saiyan team over everything. Now, he does have a unique ability that actually makes him so amazing on a Son family team. And don't get it twisted, the Son family team is amazing as well. But I feel like this guy, because of just how accessible a hybrid Saiyan team is, the equipments are easy to access, they're very good as well. And most Son family characters are hard to get. Like, if you don't have the LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku or the LF Namek Goku, then your Son family team might fall off. The blue Gohan's really bad at this stage, so he would work more well than anything on a hybrid Saiyan team, because right now we've got Trunks Rage, Trunks, you've got the Zenkai, even the red Trunks got the Zenkai, that's very cheap. Or if you have LF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you can run him, and you also got the Legends Road Gohan, who can actually give Goten a buff. So I definitely recommend using him on a hybrid Saiyan team. And depending on how your hybrid Saiyan team looks, I know this guy buffs Son family first, but you get more benefits by running him on a hybrid Saiyan team, definitely. And I believe he begins to buff hybrid Saiyans at 3 stars anyways. So even if he's at 2 stars, I still recommend running him on a hybrid Saiyan team, because you actually just benefit way more. And that's where you'd actually utilize him to his maximum capability, in my opinion anyways. But yeah, for Goten, hybrid Saiyans. Just like with all the other LS, we got the similarity. So next we got LF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who is also a hybrid Saiyan, and we're also putting him on hybrid Saiyans. At first he begins to buff hybrid Saiyans, but I believe at 3 stars he begins to buff Son family, and for the same reasons that we had Goten, but more so because the Z ability that you get at 2 stars is the Hybrid Saiyan one. It makes just way more sense to put this guy on a Hybrid Saiyan team. Like, overall, he does a lot of damage. His main ability is amazing. He does get a lot of damage when Goku dies, 100% to his ultimate damage, but that's only for that one thing. Even without that, I feel like he's a very dangerous unit, and he is a strong last standing unit as well, because he does get damage inflicted increase just for every person that dies. So that ultimate damage thing specifically with Goku, I don't feel like it's worth it in exchange for the amount of damage you could be doing on a Hybrid Saiyan team, especially because the Hybrid Saiyan team, like I said, the equipments are more accessible, the units are more accessible, and it's more of a meta team than the Sun Family team right now. So I definitely recommend using LF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on the Hybrid Saiyan team over the Sun Family team any day. Like, that's my opinion as well. Everything in here is my opinion, but I feel like this is more so the better idea. And this guy can work very well with Goten because they're both blast type units. So you'd have blast, like a lot of blast attacks. And this unit here, Gohan, he gets actually a buff for every blast attack he uses. So that's just more hitting towards that. Yep, you can work very well with Goten. They're both Sun Family too. And you know, Goten gets that buff from Gohan. They work perfectly together. So we put in Gohan on the Hybrid Saiyan team. Alright, so boom, we closing in on our final 4. We're going to go through the Saiyans. So first we got Super Saiyan 3 LF Goku. Now this unit here, he's actually in need of a quote-unquote buff or Zenkai. I don't personally feel like he should get it, but he is in some need of a buff of some sort. This guy here, we've obviously got him on a Saiyan team. He's kind of similar to Beerus, not Beerus at all, but when I say Beerus, as in Beerus can only fit on a God Key team, and I feel like this Goku can only fit on a Saiyan team. You can put him on a Sun Family team, and I actually do recommend putting him on a Sun Family team if you're going to run a Sun Family team, but we're talking about the best team for him, and that's blatantly a Saiyan team. He only buffs Saiyans. Like, when I say he only buffs Saiyans, and that's all the way to 7 star. So like, it's a no-brainer to know that you should only run this guy on a Saiyan team, and he's just gonna work well. Like, he's a good unit as well. His cover change with the instant transmission, that's probably the best thing that you can get out of him, besides from his ultimate arts. But this unit here, he is solid, but like I said, he is in need of some sort of a buff. But definitely Saiyan team over any other team for this guy. The next Saiyan and the final Saiyan we actually got the LF Goku, you know, the cheeser, the cheater. His Kamehameha solves so many problems in a tight situation. But this guy here, he's definitely fitting on the Saiyan team. His Z ability at 2 star buffs only Saiyans, but he does begin to buff Super Saiyans, which actually just pushes you towards Saiyans anyways. Now this guy here, he can also fit on a Sun Family team because of that Super Saiyan buff, but remember, we're focusing on the stars. If you had him only 2 stars, he'd only fit best on a Saiyan team, and regardless, I feel like you should keep him on a Saiyan team because that Super Saiyan buff can come in handy, for example with Bardock and maybe some other Saiyans that you could use, like the red SSJ Goku, who actually has a Zenkai. Just like Super Saiyan 3, I don't feel like this guy can fit on any other team just because of the way he works. Like, he's just a Saiyan. He does transform into a Super Saiyan, which is why the Super Saiyan buff does come in when you get him more stars. But mainly, more than anything, just keep him on the Saiyan team strictly. He works very well with the other units. For example, he's the strongest blue Saiyan if you're not taking the God Key ones, or anybody else that doesn't buff Saiyans. And he works well with all the other colors. So green would be the LF Super Saiyan 3, like I said. You got purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku, yellow the Goku Youth, and the red one is the Super Saiyan Goku that I spoke about earlier. But yeah, it just fits perfectly on a Saiyan team. Like, no brainer, keep him on the Saiyan team. Now moving on to the final 2, we have 2 units which I actually don't have, unfortunately. But we got LF Frieza. LF Frieza blatantly fits well on a Lineage of Evil team. You could put him on a Frieza Force team, but he does buff Lineage of Evil first, and the Lineage of Evil team is just currently way better than the Frieza Force team. Come on now. Even you could put him on a Ginyu Force team, but that doesn't sound smart as well. But just looking at Frieza, you know, his green card's amazing. It gives the immobilization. His main ability, Planet Destroyer, does a lot of damage. This guy, he does buff Frieza Force later on, but like I said, keep him on Lineage of Evil because of that Z ability. And just the way the Lineage of Evil team is stacked, blue Zenkai Cooler, like, that's going to do a lot of damage if you're going to try switch out and get the buff. He works similarly to Bardock, so if you want that buff, run Zenkai Cooler, which is on the Lineage of Evil team, and then this guy is going to be doing amazing, like amazing. I've gone up against it, and the Lineage of Evil team does cause a lot of problems, like definitely a lot of problems. They do a lot of damage when they're hitting crits and whatnot. Golden Frieza is still a very good unit from the first anniversary, and just with this guy, the perfect purple, he's way better than Chilled. So yeah, no brainer, Lineage of Evil team. Last but not least, we got LF Piccolo. Piccolo is a transforming unit, but obviously just like the rest, he's going to fit on a region team because that's the only team he can really suit. He does have the Namekian tag, but there's not really a Namekian team, and he does begin to buff the Saiyan Saga Z team, but that team is very limited in comparison to a region team. I feel like the region team is way more accessible, and that should also be a no-brainer. The region team is a lot more tougher as well. They've got the Zenkai Buu. Buuhan is really good if you don't have Zenkai Buu as well. He's from the first anniversary, a still very durable, viable unit. Just so many good region units. Omega Shenron recently came out from the second anniversary. Beautiful unit. I just advise using this guy on a region team because like you're gonna get the most out of him through the Z abilities all around the team. Super Perfect Cell if you don't have this guy. I feel like they're very close. Personally, if I pulled him, I feel like I still might use Super Perfect Cell. But Piccolo, he's yellow, so we have to discuss what team he's best on, and I feel like he's best on a regeneration team. So I'm gonna stick with that, and that actually concludes the video. Now this video actually came out a lot longer than I expected, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Hopefully you appreciate the video. Muda, I've fulfilled your request, so here we go. I know some other units will come out in the future that are legendary finish units as well, but this is who we've got for now, and it's around second anniversary, so that's all I can say, to be honest. I might update it when way more come out, but not every time one comes out because that would be long. But yeah, ending off the video. Again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to press the subscribe button. Make sure to leave a comment if you feel anything different or agree with me. Let me know. All my social media links on the left, and make sure to join the Discord. That's the community. It's in the description below. Everything's in the description below. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. My name's Zakashi, and I'll see you guys in the next one.